Good evening, everyone. Hello and welcome to today's session. I, Pranan Patil, welcome you to today's session. I work as software engineer at ABC Trainings, and today's session will all be about data analytics and visualization tools like Power BI, Tableau, Apache Superset, Google Looker, Excel, SQL, and Python. So, welcome to today's webinar on essential data analytics and visualization tools. The objective of today's webinar is to understand the landscape of tools that help businesses make informed decisions. These tools are crucial in turning raw data into visual stories that drive impact and innovation across industries. Now, what is data analytics and visualization? So, data analytics involves processing data to discover trends, patterns, and actionable insights. Data visualization makes this data easier to interpret through charts, graphs, and dashboards. Real world applications of data analytics and visualization are it is used in healthcare, it predicts patient readmissions, or it is used in retail, it helps manage inventory and forecast demand. In finance it is used to identify frauds. Now as you all know that data analytics is a emerging trend like cloud computing, cyber security, CCNA, artificial intelligence, and machine learning, right? So like all these technologies, data analytics is also a latest emerging trend. Okay, and now firstly let me tell you the basic thing about data analytics, which is now if you are an aspiring IT student or if you are an aspiring non-IT student who is planning to switch to IT sector, right? So if you want to start your career in data analytics, what you can do is, if you ask me personally, then I would suggest you 4 courses, okay, which are Advanced Excel or proficient in Microsoft Advanced Excel, then Python, after that SQL, and finally Power BI, right? Okay. Along with that, that is after completing these 4 courses, you can also learn data science using Python. Okay, you can also learn data science using Python, or you can learn Tableau, or you can learn Apache Superset, or you can learn Google Looker also. So why data analytics is one of the latest emerging trend today? So let me give you a simple example. Now all of you know that in companies or in large scale companies, or you can say in MNCs, what they do that, for example, consider if they want to show or display the annual income of this year, okay, the annual income of this year, or for example, consider they are preparing the report of annual income of this year. So in that case, may there be any situation that is you all know that all of you must have seen in the movies that there are board meetings, or there are important meetings which are held time to time in large scale companies or MNCs. May it be on areas of improvement, or may it be on discussion of how to increase the productivity of the company. So in that case, you all must have seen that data is always represented in visualized form. That is data is never represented in table form. Table form means it is never represented in manual form. It is always represented in visualized form. That is it is either represented as pie chart, or it is either represented as bar graph, or it is either represented as clustered column, or it is either represented as scatter plot. Okay. Why companies visualize this data, or why during meetings, or why before taking important decisions related to company? That is, for example, consider areas of improvement, or for example, consider this year how much profit or how much revenue did that company generate, or this year how much loss did that company face. Okay, how much loss did that company face? Why all this data are represented in form of data visualization? That is, or why all this data is represented using data visualization and not in simple or plain text or in table format? That is when you represent data in table format or as a plain text, Okay, it's very lengthy. It's very lengthy, as well as it is difficult to understand, and nobody in today's world has that much time to study thousands of rows or lakhs of rows, and then make predictions according to it. Okay, but when you represent that data in visualized form, that is in you can say that is in visualized form, that is in pictorial form, so that is, or in picture form, that is, may it be bar graph, may it be scatter plot, may it be histogram, may it be clustered column, or may it be pie chart, right? In that case, or may it be line plot. In that case, what happens, that it is easy to understand the data. That is, for example, consider if a company has visualized data for the last 5 years annual income. Okay, so on that case, or on the basis of that, in that case, or on the basis of that, what they do, that is, they study the data, and on the basis of that, they decide what are the areas of strength and what are the areas of improvement. Okay, on the basis of that, they decide that what are the areas of strength and what are the areas of improvement, and on the basis of that also, they make some predictions. Now let me give you one more simple example. That is, for example, consider you have data of climate of last 5 days. Okay, for example, consider you have data of climate of last 5 days, and on the basis of that data, what you can do, that you can predict the climate of next 5 days. And how you can do so? That is, all of you must have heard about data science using Python. In data science using Python, there is a concept called weather forecasting. Using that concept, you can easily, or there are some points in that concept. That is, you can say that there are some points, or there are some techniques in that concept which you can use and predict the weather. In the same way, for example, consider you have a review of 1000 customers, right? For example, consider there is a product, for example, consider mobile. Okay, and you have a review of 1000 people, that is, review of each user who has given review on that mobile, that how is its functionality, how is its look, how is its battery performance, how is its screen, how is its memory consumption, or many other features, or how is its camera quality, right? It is how many pixels, right? So for example, consider if you have data of the 1000 customers who have reviewed a mobile. Okay, So using data science or using data analytics, what you can do, that is, in those reviews, you can find certain words, like, for example, good, better, best, or you can say that satisfied, or again you can say that satisfied is there, good, better, best, or I suggest this product to everyone. So such reviews which are positive reviews, they are studied, and they are filtered out, and on the basis of that, percentage of users who are satisfied with that product is calculated. But in the same way, or parallelly, what is done, that is in those reviews also, words like need of improvement, or I am not satisfied, or dissatisfied, or it is the worst model, or for example, you can say that these are the areas of improvement, or it is the worst model, or I am dissatisfied, or also you can say that that is its battery performance is low, or these features are not working properly, or any negative review, that is, for example, while using the mobile, it's automatically getting restarted. Okay, it's automatically getting restarted, or it's entering an automatic repair loop. Okay, like how PCs enter automatic repair loop. Okay, by default PCs enter automatic repair loop. In the same way mobiles also enter automatic repair loop. Okay, or for example, while using an application, you are facing any problem, so and so problem. So in that case what we can do, that is, all those negative reviews, they are also filtered out, and on the basis of that, what is done, that those features in that mobile which are of no use, or due to which market of that mobile is getting down. Okay, or due to which market of that mobile is going low. Okay, or demand of that mobile is going low, those features are removed. Those features are either removed, or what is done, that those features are either updated or improved, or if there is no chance of improvement, they are removed, and additional features, or instead of that, those features who do similar work or which execute similar functionality, those are introduced. Okay, right? So in today's world, data analytics is very important in all sectors. In business sector, it is used for making predictions or identifying trends or patterns. Now, for making predictions means, for example, consider for predicting the annual revenue of next 5 years, right? On the basis of the annual revenue of previous 5 years. Okay, then in cyber security, okay, I know many of you may not be knowing this, but in cyber security section, data analytics is used for fraud detection. Okay, data analytics is used for fraud detection, or for identifying patterns which are unusual. That is, for identifying patterns which are unusual means, that is, on the basis of that you can assume or you can conclude that whether someone is accessing your data, or someone is breaching your data, or if there is any unusual activity, on the basis of that you can decide or predict whether your data has been compromised or it is secured, right? In the same way it is used in finance section for predictions. Okay, in finance section data analytics is used in finance for fraud detection. In the same way, data analytics is used in weather forecasting for forecasting the weather. Okay, for forecasting the weather, etc. Now, the first data analytics tool is Power BI. So Microsoft Tools offers real-time dashboard. That is, Power BI is a Microsoft tool. Okay, so, or you can say it is a product of Microsoft which offers real-time dashboards and seamless integration with Excel and Azure. Okay, now what is Azure? Azure is a cloud computing service provided by Microsoft. Okay, and why they use Azure? Since Power BI is also a product developed by or introduced by Microsoft. Okay, it helps non-technical users build rich visualizations easily. It is widely adopted in finance, sales, HR, and supply chain functions. Okay, now let me give you a basic idea, okay, or basic summary of why you can use Power BI. Okay, why you can use Power BI. So, in Power BI, what is done? That is data sources and connections. That is, what is mean by data sources and connections? That is, may your data be in any format. In any format means, may it be in Excel format, may it be in PDF format, may it be in Word format, may it be in SQL format. SQL format means, may it be in database format. Database format means what? That now many of you may not have heard about .SQL files. .SQL files means files having .SQL extension. So let me tell you that such files also exist. It's not commonly used in day-to-day life. Okay, that is, .SQL files are not commonly used in day-to-day life. But let me tell you that .SQL files also exist. Now, people who have learned SQL course, they may be knowing about it, but out of those people, means from that also, or from that 1 to 2% people. Okay. Also, many of you may not be knowing about .sql files. Okay. When we generate .sql files, let me tell you, when we generate .sql files, when we use copy query, okay, when we use copy query or when we execute copy query, okay. So what is done? Let me give you a basic idea. That is, for example, consider that you have a database which contains 5 tables, okay, and what you want to do, that you want to copy those tables, okay, or copy this entire database as it is into a new empty database. In that case, what you do, that is, you can use copy query, okay, you can use copy query. And for using copy query, the first basic requirement is of MySQL dump, okay, the first basic requirement is of MySQL dump. And during the process, I will not go more detail in that, but during the process of transferring data from one database to another database, what is done is firstly, the data from source database is copied into a SQL file, okay, into a SQL file, and after that the data copied in that SQL file is transferred to the new database, and all this is done with the help of MySQL dump and MySQL, right? So .sql files also exist. Many of you may not be knowing .json files exist, .html files exist. So data in today's world, since as everyone know that nothing is impossible, in the same way data is available in various or thousands of format. It can be .json format, it can be .html format, it can be .sql format, it can be .xlx format, or it can be .docs format. Docs format means Word file, okay, or it can be .ppt format, okay, or it can also be simple data stored in a text file. That is, for example, consider a notepad file, right? So using Power BI, what you can do, that is, you can import data, or instead of saying importing data, what I can say, that is, you can get data from that file and transform it according to your convenience. That is, for example, consider if you have data stored in PDF format, okay, or in .xlx format. What you can do, you can get data from that XLX file and transform it using Power BI in your own way. And what all you can do, that is, you can clean the data, you can add columns in that data, or you can delete existing columns from that. Data set, or you can add data in that, or you can delete data from that, or you can perform cleaning operations. Now, what is meant by cleaning operations? That is, if some rows have empty cells, or consider the entire row is empty, but still it is included in your data set, you can delete those rows also, right? You can delete those rows also. After that, what more you can do using Power BI is online services like SharePoint, Dynamics 365, Google Analytics, Web APIs, then cloud platforms, Azure, Snowflake, Databricks, etc. Now, what is Databricks or what is Cloudbricks? I know many of you may not be knowing. So, Cloudbricks or Databricks is an organization which helps user to build and manage private clouds using virtualization technology. Okay. Now let me tell you what is Databricks. Databricks helps organization to build and manage private clouds using virtualization technology. Now let me tell you a simple example. Now you all may be knowing about e-commerce applications or e-commerce websites like Amazon, Flipkart, etc. Right? So Amazon, Flipkart, etc. all these e-commerce websites, they store data, they have large amount of data, or you can say that they have large volume of data. So how they store this data? It's not possible to store this large amount of data or this large volume of data in a physical storage device. Okay, so where this data is stored? This data is stored in servers. Okay, in servers using cloud computing. This data is stored in servers using cloud computing. That is, these companies, okay, or these organizations have servers or cloud computing services. Okay, like for example, let me tell you, Amazon provides Amazon Web Services. Okay, provides Amazon Web Services. So what these e-commerce websites or what these companies do, that is they have servers which store large volume of data using cloud computing. Okay, and why they store such large amount of data using cloud computing? Since cloud computing stores data virtually and not physically. But in case if you are going to store data using a physical storage device, it's not possible, because such large amount of or such large volume of data is never going to get stored in hard disk of 8 GB or 5 GB or 6 GB or 10 GB, right? Okay, so after that, what more you can do, that is Power Query Editor, that is data transformation based on M language. Okay, then common operations you can do using Power BI, tables, data sets, relationship between tables, one to many, many to one. Okay, now what is relationship like one to many and many to one? One to many means that is, you can say that one row in table A corresponds to many rows in table B. One row in table A corresponds to many rows in table B. Or let me give you a simple example of this. Many of you must have heard about foreign key concept in SQL. Okay, it's a constraint. And why we use this constraint? To use a column from one table in another table as a reference. That is, let me give you a simple example. Which is, for example, consider you have created a customers table and a orders table. Okay, and in customers table you have specified primary key constraint for CID column. Okay, for CID column, and CID column from customers table you want to use it as foreign key in orders table. That is, CID column from customers table you want to use it as reference in orders table. How you can do so? That is by using foreign key constraint. Okay, by using foreign key constraint. But now you may say that what we have achieved by doing this, or what is the use of this? That is, let me tell you a simple example. For example, consider you are studying in a school. Okay, or consider example of a school. Now in school, what happens, that every student is assigned a unique roll number, right? No student or no two students have same roll number. Okay, every student is assigned a unique roll number. Now for example, consider there is a table containing personal details of student. Okay, like student name, student city, student mobile number, student email, student gender, etc. Okay, in that table you have used SID column. Okay, why you have used SID column? Because on the basis of that unique SID value, you can identify that student uniquely. And now consider there is one more table named as result, in which you are going to store result details of each and every student. So now instead of entering all the personal details like student name, student city, student gender, okay, instead of entering all these details in that table and making that table lengthy, only if you use the SID column from student table, okay, in result table as a reference, then on the basis of that you can easily identify that which row contains result details of which student. Okay, that is, for example, considered to ABC student, or for ABC student I have assigned one roll number. Okay, one roll number. So when in result table in the first row, if I have mentioned in SID column one SID value, or inserted in SID column one SID value, and after that I have stored the result details. So in that case, only on the basis of that unique value, I can easily identify that it is the data. That row contains the result details of ABC student, right? That row contains the result details of ABC student. Now next is calculated columns and tables using DAX. After that, data visualizations like bar chart, column chart, line chart, and area chart, pie chart, etc. Okay, and also using Power BI. There is one advantage, or you can say it's one of the important feature, that you can generate yearly data, quarterly data, monthly data, and also weekly data. So how you want to generate your data, it depends on your requirement. Okay, after that it has maps like field map, bubble map, table and matrix, etc. Okay, it also has filters and slices like visual level filter, page level filter, report level filter, slicers, etc. Also it has report view, that is multiple pages each with its own visuals and layout. And as you all know that since Power BI is a technology developed by Microsoft, okay, and all of you may be knowing this also. May you not be familiar with cloud computing technology, but all of you may be knowing that Azure is the cloud computing service provided by Microsoft. Okay, provided by Microsoft. So in the same way, for Power BI technology, Power BI service is its own cloud platform. Which Power BI provides. Okay, or which facility Power BI provides. Okay, so after learning Power BI, and let me tell you that Power BI is the advanced version of Excel. That is it contains all the features that Excel contains, but along with that it also has some of its own unique features. Like let me tell you a simple example, that is difference between C and C++. Now what is the major difference between C and C++? That C++ also contains all those concepts which C contains. Okay, but it contains one additional concept, or one unique concept of its own, which is class and object, or you can say that object oriented programming. Right? In the same way, there is a difference between Excel and Power BI. Power BI is an advanced version of Excel, no doubt. But this means that Power BI also contains all the concepts which Excel contains, but along with that it also has its own unique functions and features. Right? So after learning Power BI, you can land job roles like Power BI developer, BI analyst, report developer. And let me tell you one more thing, that MNC companies, okay, or IT MNC companies, they also have vacancies or requirement for Power BI developers. Okay, for Power BI developers. That is I know they are IT companies, but they also need to maintain the data. Maintain the data means they also need to maintain data like how much they invested in a specific project. Okay, how much they invested in a specific project. After that, after investing so and so much amount in that specific project, how much profit did they generate? And how much was the amount which they distributed to the employees. Okay, then after that, for example, whether I know it's an IT company, okay, but it doesn't mean that they don't have any revenues, or they don't have any revenues, or they don't have any expenses. Okay, they also need to maintain expenses. They also need to maintain revenue. They need to maintain revenue means, for example, they need to maintain data like how much they invested this year. Okay, how much they invested this year. After that, expenses means employee expenses, or the different gifts or services or facilities which they provide to employees. All this data they need to maintain. They also calculate annual revenue. They also have meetings annually in which they decide the areas of strength, and also they decide how to work on areas of improvement, etc. Okay, so and they also let me tell you, they also maintain data like employee attrition rate. Means why employees are leaving. Okay, what's the main reason behind that. Okay, all this is also calculated using data analytics. That is, what is the major reason or what is the main reason behind maximum employees leaving? Okay, then what is the reason behind minimum employees leaving? Minimum employees leaving means one or two employees may be leaving due to some different reason. Then there may be one to three employees who may be leaving due to some other reason. But there may be maximum employees who may be leaving the company or organization due to a common reason or a common problem which all are facing in the same way. Okay, in the same way. After that, there is Tableau, which is a powerful visualization which has powerful visualization capabilities and user-friendly drag and drop interface. It is ideal for storytelling with data, with deep drill downs and interactive dashboards. It is commonly used in marketing, sales and executive dashboards. Its use cases analyze customer acquisition channels, campaign, ROI, etc. Okay. Now, using Tableau, what you can do is you can do data connection. Using Tableau, what you can do is that you can do data connection. After that, in Tableau, let me tell you how data is stored. In Tableau, let me tell you how data is stored. Data is stored in worksheets. Okay, data is stored in worksheets in the same way as data is stored in Excel. Okay, as data is stored in Excel. Now in Tableau, if you create a group of worksheets, it is known as dashboard. Okay, in Tableau, I'll repeat the point. In Tableau, if you create a group of worksheets, okay, or combine multiple worksheets, it is known as dashboard. Okay, it is known as dashboard. And in Tableau, if you combine multiple dashboards, or if you create a group of dashboards, it is known as story or stories. Okay, then its use cases analyze customer acquisition channels, campaign ROI, etc. ROI means Reserve Bank of India. Okay, ROI means Reserve Bank of India. Then not Reserve Bank of India. So its use cases campaign ROI. Okay. After that, using Tableau, you can work on dimensions, measures, etc. Using Tableau, you can also make informed decision making, identify trends and patterns, improve efficiency. Okay, enhancing customer experience, measuring performances, etc. Now, let me also tell you that using data analytics in IT sector, employees' performance is also measured. Okay, employees' performance is also measured. That is how he works. Okay, how he works. What is his cost? What is his cost means how much we pay him monthly. After that, then how much we invest on him, and on the basis of that, how much return we get, etc. Okay, so after learning Tableau, you can land job roles like Tableau developer, data visualization specialist, business analyst, etc. Okay. Now the next data visualization tool is Apache Superset. It is an open source and customizable data visualization tool or data analytic tool. It is suitable for data engineering and big data projects. It is designed for real-time exploration over massive data sets using Presto, Hive, etc. It is especially useful in startups or organizations which favor open source stacks. Okay, and after learning Apache Superset, you can land job roles like data engineer, BI developer, open source, analytics engineer, etc. Okay, so that's all for today, guys. Thank you for listening to me patiently, and remaining data analytics or visualization tools we will continue in the next session. Thank you for listening to me patiently. Let's meet in the next session.